Once upon a time, in a small, peaceful village surrounded by golden fields and green hills, there lived a farmer named Daniel. Daniel was not a rich man, but he had everything he needed: a small, humble home, a beautiful farm, a loving wife named Clara, and 3 young children who filled his house with laughter every single day. He woke up before sunrise every morning, worked his land with his bare hands, and went to bed every night with a grateful heart. Life was simple. Life was good. Then one night, without warning, the storm came. It was the most terrible storm the village had ever seen. The wind howled like an angry giant. The rain fell like rivers from the sky. Lightning tore through the darkness again and again. Daniel held his family close all night as the storm raged outside. And when morning finally came and the skies turned quiet again, Daniel stepped outside and saw something that broke his heart completely. His crops gone, every single one flattened to the ground. His barn destroyed, the roof torn away like paper. His savings, which he had kept in a small wooden box in the barn, washed away in the flood. In one single night, Daniel had lost everything he had spent years building. The neighbors came out slowly, one by one, to look at the damage. They whispered to each other, "Poor Daniel, he has nothing left. He will never recover from this. A man his age, starting from zero? Impossible!" They waited for Daniel to collapse. They waited for him to cry, to scream, to give up. But Daniel did something that nobody expected. He went back inside his house. He ate a simple breakfast with his family. He kissed his wife on the forehead. He looked at his 3 children and smiled. And then he walked back outside, picked up his tools, rolled up his sleeves, and began. His neighbor Thomas watched him in complete disbelief. He walked over slowly and said, "Daniel, the storm took everything from you. Your crops, your barn, your savings. How are you doing this? Where do you find this strength?" Daniel stopped working for a moment. He looked at Thomas quietly. Then he looked up at the sky. Then he looked back at Thomas and said, "Thomas, the storm was powerful. I will not lie to you. It took everything I had built with my hands." He paused. "But Thomas, look at my hands. They are still here. Look at my back. It is still strong. Look at my mind. It still knows how to farm this land." He placed his hand on Thomas's shoulder and said the words that Thomas would never forget for the rest of his life. "The storm took everything I had, but it could not take who I am." And so Daniel rebuilt. Day by day, week by week, month by month. His neighbors, who had pitied him, slowly began to help him. His children, who had watched their father's strength, worked beside him after school every afternoon. Even Clara planted a new garden with her own hands, singing softly as she worked. Something beautiful was happening. The storm had not destroyed Daniel's family, it had brought them closer together. The storm had not broken Daniel's spirit, it had revealed just how unbreakable it truly was. By the end of that same year, Daniel's farm was not just restored, it was better than it had ever been before. His barn was stronger, his crops were richer, and his home, though still small and simple, was filled with more love and laughter than ever. Many years later, when Daniel was old and gray, his grandchildren would sit around him by the fire and ask, "Grandfather, what is the greatest lesson your life has taught you?" And Daniel would always smile the same quiet smile, look into the fire for a moment and say, "My children, storms will come in your life. That I cannot promise you they will not, but I can promise you this. No storm is stronger than the person who refuses to stay down. Your crops can be taken, your home can be taken, your money can be taken. But your spirit, your will, your strength, those belong to you alone. And no storm in this world can ever take those away. And so, my dear friends, the story of Daniel and the storm teaches us something truly powerful. Life will bring storms, that is certain. There will be moments when everything you worked for feels like it has been taken away. Moments when the whole world feels dark and impossible. But in those moments, remember Daniel. Remember that what truly defines you is not what the storm takes from you. It is what you do the morning after.